Good morning, evening, and afternoon, everyone. My name is Josh Reed, your friendly neighborhood online event specialist here at Genesys, and I'll be the moderator for today's presentation. And I'll start by saying welcome and thank you all for joining today's webinar, Fireside Chat, Genesys and Google Cloud, Shaping the Future of Contact Center AI. Before we get started, I do want to cover a couple of housekeeping items. First, be on the lookout for an email from us with the link to the on-demand recording for you to view at your own convenience soon after you register. If you don't receive that email, please reach out to us at onlineevents@genesys.com with no caps or spaces, and also be sure that you've whitelisted the @Genesys alias to ensure successful email delivery. Also, this on-demand webinar is designed to be an interactive experience between you and our presenters, so feel free to email us any questions that you may have, and we'll be sure to get back to you as promptly as we can. And finally, anytime during the webinar, feel free to check out the resources below, as these will help expand on today's topic. So with all that being said, I'm actually going to go ahead and hand things off to one of the men of the hour here, Chris Conley. Chris, why don't you take it away, buddy?
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. My name is Chris Connolly. I'm here to talk to you about shaping the future of contact center AI. I'm joined here today by Adam Champy from Google and Paul Lazare from Genesys, both product managers in artificial intelligence in their respective domains. Now, to start with, I want to set some context. When we've surveyed customers, we found that 74% want to use messaging apps to talk to businesses. And that's huge. And that provides an opportunity to talk about AI and use automation to deliver that next generation of customer experiences. We also found that consumers were more willing to use messaging apps because it was more convenient. They were able to do it on their time, when they preferred, in a place that was also convenient. Now with that, I'm going to hand over to Adam Champy to take us through what Google sees in contact center AI. So good morning, Adam, and welcome.
Good morning. We're excited to share with you a little bit about how AI can enhance the customer experience. And it's important to understand where we've come from in computing and where we are today. AI enables a totally new type of experience. The first experience you're probably familiar with in computing is the idea of search, or the idea of taking a keyword and providing insight or information afterwards. Another part of Google is pretty well known for providing 10 amazing links for any keyword that you enter. The challenge for the end consumer, though, is that's where we stop. And that's where they have to continue on their journey on their own. Another type of experience is mobile or graphical. That experience is pretty much the idea of laying out products or ideas for the end user, and when they click, they again continue the entire journey by themselves. What we're talking about today is a conversational experience, whether it's chat, whether it's voice, where we actually engage and ask the consumer, how can we help? What you're seeing on the right-hand side of the slide is a conversational experience presented by Ticketmaster. Instead of having to search for an event, or a sporting team, or a date, the open is, how can we help you? And with that conversational element, we can now engage the end user, whether it's in chat or by voice. And if the end user says Hamilton in Chicago, we can present them with options for next week, just like they asked. But in a conversation, we know more. We know context. We may know who this end user is. So we're able to provide them with something that's additional. And in particular, imagine that end user lives in Chicago. The right answer is yes, answer their question. But maybe it's also to present them with other options. Like, if you wait 2 weeks, you can see that show, sit closer, and pay a little bit less. And we'll maybe even help you get dinner reservations. Or if they're visiting Chicago, the power of this type of medium is that we can help them maybe book hotel reservations and provide an overall experience for the end user that's based on having a conversation. And that is now possible with artificial intelligence. We're also seeing that consumers want these self-service options, just like Chris said. We're seeing that not only do they want them, they're also powerful enough to actually get things done. Accenture has estimated that over 80% of user journeys can be fulfilled by well-designed bots. We're also seeing consumers want these, with estimates of over 60% of consumers seeking out self-service options. Gartner is also estimating that 50% of spend will be on these conversational experiences. And you can imagine how powerful they can be at helping with products or services that are just too large to be handled in search or in a small mobile experience. When you bring this all together and you think about the overall consumer journey, you think about every aspect of a consumer's life. It's on demand and self-service these days. Whether it's watching TV in the evening or going to a grocery store, self-service and on-demand is the norm. And it's successful at achieving a faster checkout time or getting just the right show to binge on. And if you think about customer service, when you call the contact center or you reach out to a company, it is outside the norm for you to have to wait on hold. In no other experience are you seeing that. In no other consumer engagement with a company do you have that sense of waiting or queuing. What consumers are looking for is something that is instant, that is available, and that's 24/7. And what we can do is bring that to them through artificial intelligence. At our heart, Google is an AI company. We've invested significantly in enabling multiple types of artificial intelligence, whether it's the foundational research or the knowledge graph that helps organize the world and how we understand it. We've also invested in the frameworks and fundamentals to power AI, including our TensorFlow processing units, or TPUs. What's most applicable for this part of our conversation is the idea of natural language understanding and synthesis, the middle columns that you see on the slide. In particular, natural language understanding means going beyond understanding words. It means understanding the intent of a consumer. What are they trying to accomplish by engaging with us or engaging with you? And synthesis means synthesizing speech and engaging with the end consumer in a way that's natural and human-like. It's important we do both of these to have the most powerful customer experience possible. It's important, again, to focus on synthesis because we've learned over time that when you engage with somebody and you sound like a computer, people will treat you like a computer. They won't ask rich questions. They won't seek complex answers. If you act in a simple way, consumers will treat you in a simple way. So what we need are conversational systems that power complex conversations. And that matters from everything from the words that we understand to the way we synthesize speech at the end of the conversation. When we zoom into the contact center and we apply these artificial intelligence technologies, we see three major problems. And you've probably experienced all of them, whether as a consumer or as somebody building to support consumers. The first challenge is the idea of a deep and complex IVR tree. If you're calling a company and trying to solve a problem, you have to deal not only with the problem you're trying to solve, but you have to figure out the maze you need to go through to reach a resolution. Whether that's press 1, press 2, maybe press 1, then 3, then 2. All of these are challenges we put up in front of the consumer to then just have them wait in a queue to get their issue solved. We see these deep and complex IVR trees challenging consumers right at that moment when they're looking to get something done. We think there's a better way to handle this. The second challenge that consumers face is the idea of repeating information. How many times have you been asked a question, whether it's by a system or an agent, that you've had to answer multiple times with them or somebody you followed up with? We believe consumers should answer questions once, and in most conversations, that's the norm. The third challenge we face is that while consumers seek out self-service options, when they do engage with an agent, they're looking for answers to complex questions. And this is really important to focus on. It's not just can we help consumers with self-service and automated systems, but can we understand that when they speak with an agent, they're doing so to get something done. And it's really hard for an agent to be well-trained on every aspect of customer service or every product that their company serves. We have to address this third challenge by helping agents deal with these complex engagements. So our mission is to bring machine intelligence to help with this challenge. We fundamentally start with the consumer. We start by giving the consumer a better experience, whether it's in self-service or when working with an agent. We also know the challenge of being an agent is really hard. So we follow up that principle of starting with the consumer with helping the agent deliver to the consumer. And last, we have to make sure that this both integrates with your business on the technical side as well as on the economic side. So how do we help with all three of these challenges? Let's start with the agent. We want to make sure we can assist an agent through every aspect of a call. Second, we want to make sure that each consumer engages in the most efficient and effective way they can with your enterprise. And third, we want to give you, the business, insights into every aspect of the conversation and integrate beautifully, both technical and on the economic side. The products we're bringing to market in partnership with Genesys include these three areas. The first area we focus on is assisting agents with a product we call Agent Assist. The idea here is that we take Google's NLU and listen to the call. As we listen and process speech, we understand what the consumer is looking for, and we help the agent understand and respond to that issue with suggested articles and insights. The second area that we focus on is building amazing virtual assistants. So you can have rich conversations powered by our product Dialogflow. The third area we focus on is topic modeling. This is a product where we bring insights to your contact center. In particular, we look at the topics, subjects, and ideas that are being discussed with your agents and virtual agents and give you insights into how to be better at actioning them and what type of conversations are leading to what type of outcomes. Across the board, again, we are working to serve agents, we're working to bring virtual agents that are rich and conversational, as well as give you insights to all the conversations that are going on. Our mission at Google Cloud is to make AI as easy as possible and also enable it to be as powerful as possible in the contact center. I'm excited to introduce you to Paul, who will take you through our partnership with Genesys and how we're making this powerful today. Paul?
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you.
So before digging deeper into the Google Genesys integration, let me give you an overview on 3 points, which are: 1, what AI means at Genesys; 2, what we're up to in terms of product strategy and product roadmap; and 3, what are the benefits you customers can expect when two leaders in their respective fields partner so tightly. So at Genesys, we believe very strongly that for the years to come, humans plus machines will be the winning combination. This is what we call blended AI. The platform which supports blended AI from a technology perspective is called Kate. Kate is our AI platform that supports both native capabilities and the integration with partners such as Contact Center AI from Google. In terms of product strategy and trends in the market, so the first thing is that our customers are ripe to leverage artificial intelligence. And despite a lot of hype we all aware exists around AI, there is true value for your business today to be captured leveraging AI and machine learning. What we hear consistently is to provide always better customer and agent experiences while taking unnecessary costs outside of the contact center. In short, better, faster, cheaper. This is what people expect with AI. It materializes through 3 categories of use cases. The first one is obviously around automation. Chatbots, voice bots, robotic process automation. The second is empowering your workforce with artificial intelligence. And the third one is uplifting business outcomes, taking advantage of the insights contained in the data for any business purpose. So based on that, this is how we think about our roadmap at Genesys and our partnerships. We always start with the customer and acknowledge the fact that self-service and automation is being reinvented by artificial intelligence. The important things to notice there, and that's the right circle, is you can't do it well if you cannot take action, if your chatbot, your voice bot is not good at fulfillment. And we are very aligned with Google, and you'll see it in the demo. It's very rare that you call someone just for information on top of the mind of an agent. Very often you want someone to use 10 fingers to do something, a query to a backend system, or some type of action taking. If you're great at automating conversations, but not this fulfillment piece, the value is quite limited. At the center of this illustration is blended AI, is the agent, the human. That's really where we invest a lot, natively and with our partners, to empower the supervisors, the inside sales, the agents, both during the interaction with real-time coaching and training, or outside of the interaction, from hiring, training, retaining, engaging, and in all the systems in your contact center. Think forecasting, scheduling, or quality management. All of these are totally being reinvented once infused with machine learning. So point number 3, what happens when Google and Genesys come together to provide this new value to your customers? Well, the first thing that matters from the Genesys perspective is the openness of the platform. Customers have liked Genesys for years because it was easy to integrate third party in a flexible way, leveraging a strong foundation around journey, orchestration and routing, and reporting. The same is true in AI, and I would say even more so, as we at Genesys do not see like one winner in AI being able to help you across all the different fields. And that's why we value this openness of the platform. In terms of bots, it's even more important in our opinion. Think about it. Being so tightly integrated with Google Contact Center AI allows you to, in the first place, decide when to send someone to a bot or to an agent directly. If you call 3 times a given business, you've been disconnected, you probably do not want to hit a chatbot or a voice bot. Similarly, when you've exchanged with a virtual assistant and you've shared some information, you want this information to be leveraged to send you to the right queue, the right departments, and to provide the right information to the agent. As well as you'd like this information to be optimized and used to match you with the right agents to help you in the best way. This is what a tight integration means between Genesys and Google, and such is true for the reporting capabilities. And AI is a central theme of our investment in product. And starting with the use cases presented today with Google is a great way to get started in AI. But just be aware that there is a lot more coming with our investments today, as well as what is planned for next year on our roadmap. And specifically on the Google and Genesys integration, we've worked very hard to ensure that our customers would have access to the best of 2 worlds in a simple way, starting with Pure Engage, followed by Pure Cloud and Pure Connect. Let's first watch a short video showing these capabilities.
Hello Mala, I'm an automated agent. Welcome back to eBay. It looks like we just delivered you white Pamarca size 6 running shoes on June 25th. Are you calling about this order?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, how can I help you with that order?
Unfortunately, they don't fit, so I need to return them.
I can help you with that. I am starting a return for you. You will be receiving an email with the details of your return.
Cool, thanks.
Mala conversed with a virtual agent that understood Mala's intent to return her shoes and automatically fulfilled it. But now Mala needs another, better-fitting pair of shoes. The virtual agent will detect this and will offer to connect Mala to a live agent.
One more thing, would you like me to connect you to an eBay fashion expert to help find you the right shoes?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Mala now wants to purchase a pair of shoes. Google Contact Center AI recognizes this intent and works with Genesys predictive routing to find the best agent to help. Genesys predicts that Josh, among all qualified agents, is the best matching fashion expert to help Mala at this moment. Mala's call is routed to Josh, including all previous context about Mala's order and her conversation with the virtual agent.
Hello there, Mala. My name is Josh. I'd be happy to help you find the right.
The transcript of Mala's conversation with a virtual agent is visible to Josh, and her conversation with Josh is also transcribed and interpreted in real time. As Josh and Mala are speaking, Agent Assist interprets the audio and builds context on the meaning and the intent of the conversation. This allows Agent Assist to find relevant answers and articles to help Josh in real time.
I definitely recommend tennis shoes since they're designed to have the right support, grip, and to avoid an injury. What type of court will you be playing on?
It will be primarily hard court.
And is Pamarka your brand of preference, or would you like to explore other brands?
I like Pamarka shoes.
Agent Assist detected in real time that another knowledge base page contains the right content for Mala's request and made it available to Josh.
All right. I just searched eBay for you for hard court tennis shoes, women's size 6, and I found a great listing. Would you like me to text it to you, or would you rather receive it via email?
Could you text it?
Certainly. Thanks for choosing eBay.
So what you just saw is Google Contact Center AI coming together with Genesys Pure Engage. In this particular case, Mala, an eBay customer, was calling about a return. First thing you may have noticed is that the voice bot asked her proactively if she was asking for this particular order. And guess what? When someone is asking eBay the same week as the package was delivered, the likelihood of the call being for this particular delivery is very high. That's what you see here, and how the journey is leveraged by Dialogflow to provide the best question. Then Mala, in plain English, states why she is calling. The bot understands the intent, fills the slots with the details of what she needs, and fulfills this return. For eBay, returns is one of the main reasons why people are calling. So having this ability to contain these intents is very important. That could have been the end of the interaction, end of the return, done. But you saw that the bot proactively offered Mala to be connected to a fashion specialist. Or in other words, how your bot can transform a center of costs in a source of profits for your business. Next step is when Josh, a fashion expert, joins the conversation. And what we see and what is demonstrated here is that voice matters. In many cases, your customers will want to talk to an agent, whether they just do not want to talk to a bot because your bot has some limits and is stuck, that will happen, or just because of a new intent, like this is the case here. And you really want to provide Josh, your human, with the right context, the right information, and optimize the matching between these experts and Mala in this case. That's what's done here through Genesys predictive routing. Yesterday, routing was very straightforward. It's a combination of rules. You have available agents, and as long as you have the right skills, you're going to pick the first call. In today's world, infusing your routing with AI, it's totally changing. Now you want to understand the parameters of your agents, of all of your customers. You want to take advantage of the information exchanged with your bots. And not apply a set of rules, but instead let the machine learning algorithms match your agents and callers to eventually optimize the KPIs that matters for your business, whether that's sales, whether that's churn, whether you want to have a great customer experience and uplift Net Promoter Score. This is a business decision. In this particular example with predictive routing, it's been in production with customers for about a year. So we have enough experience now to have great feedback on the actual uplift on these business metrics. And as you can see here, whether that's first call resolution, average handling time, or any other metrics used in your contact center, using predictive routing creates this uplift. The beauty of all the AI-powered systems we use is that you can A/B test this technology. You can try with or without a machine learning-based system. On the right here, you can see the NPS score in green with predictive routing or without in red, and the uplift which is created with predictive routing. From the agent standpoint, what this integration is providing is helping the agent better do his job. In this case, Josh could have been an expert in fashion, but just there at eBay for a week, this system helped him to be very proficient. First, when he joins the conversation, Josh has access to the transcription that happened with the bot that you can see on the left. We don't see it on the screen here, but when Josh joins, he sees what happened before he joined with the bot, the return that was fulfilled. He sees the new reason for calling and the information that were shared with the bot, so that Mala does not have to repeat herself. Finally, the real-time transcription provided by the Google automatic speech recognition does not go away once the agent took over the interaction. It continues to work in the background, and what it does is that it automatically updates the relevant knowledge and articles for Josh to update and have access to this information as the customer is talking. No manual search, no distraction. That's a great way for Josh to be focused on the conversation while having access to the relevant information. And eventually, because of the integration with Genesys Intelligent Automation, we help the agent populate what we call a micro app. In this case, the right brand of shoe with the right size and the right attributes to make it very easy for Josh, the agent, to click and send an email or an SMS to the end user to confirm a purchase. So now that you understand what's behind the hood and how to leverage Google Contact Center AI and Genesys to provide better customer and agent experiences, Chris is going to walk through how it actually works.
Thanks, Paul. So let's talk a little bit about the architecture and how it looks. Now, we understand that you want to leverage your existing investments in your Genesys technology. And that's why we've made it really easy to connect Genesys Pure Engage to the Google Contact Center AI components. Now, most of it is exactly the same, but there's a few new components too. There's a new streaming media service that connects between Contact Center AI APIs and the Genesys voice platform. Additionally, the voice applications like Designer and Intelligent Automation have been enhanced to understand a lot more about bots, voice bots and chat bots, and how to fill slots to really deliver that ultimate experience. And then lastly, we've made some changes to the Genesys Workspace desktop as well. And that's to surface new knowledge on the agent's screen so they can receive all that knowledge that Paul was just talking about. Now, some good news is you're not doing this alone, and maybe you're not the first to do this. We've seen some early success here with companies like National Australia Bank that started this journey with Google and Genesys on their Pure Engage platform. Now they're using Dialogflow to create a virtual assistant on their nab.com.au site to manage business credit cards. You can have a conversational experience by using text, but also have a clickable interface to navigate through topics to deliver that ultimate experience. We're pretty excited to see where NAB goes next. Now we also want to make this easy for you. And the way that we do that is by delivering use cases that are really easy to understand, pure success packages that provide the services and equipment that allow you to get started really, really quickly, as well as a commercial model that is flexible in CapEx and subscription. For Google Contact Center AI, we've developed two new use cases, one for voice bots and one for chat bots. Get in contact with your account team if you want to know more about this. Now I'm going to hand back to Paul to take us through the next steps for customers that are interested in joining as an early adopter.
Thank you, Chris. So we have had an avalanche of interest since the announcement of our partnership with Google. And we are working very hard and are very excited to provide this capability to our customers. We are still in the early stages of making it a production-ready system and are working hard towards this goal. A few early adopter customers are helping us testing the technology and taking Google Contact Center AI to an enterprise-ready level. That being said, in the meantime, there is a lot that can be done between now and the first part of 2019 when this product will be released across the board. Please talk to your account team to start the conversation.
Now we're going to open up for questions. So if there's something on your mind, please put it in the chat window and we'll try and get back to you in real time. And I would like to thank Adam and Paul for their attendance today and providing that insight into where the future of AI is in the contact center. And thank you for attending. Please get in contact with us if you would like to know more.
To start off, we're going to go ahead and kick off our Q&A session with a couple of polling questions. We want to see what you, the audience, think. So first, I'm going to go ahead and ask the first question. How important is it to you to keep your existing technology investments compared with replacing the technology components? And do me a favor, when you click on that response, make sure that you scroll down a little and hit the submit button for me. And I'll leave this open for roughly 10 to 15 seconds to make sure that I capture everybody's response. I want to make sure that we grab everybody in the attendee list here. So 5% of the audience said no, very important, important, consideration, a little experience, or unimportant. So I'm also going to push one more to you guys. And it says, with respect to AI and what you have heard today, where are you in the evaluation process? So you can say identifying the problem AI will solve, exploring solutions, building requirements, selecting a supplier, building the solution, or you've already deployed or in production. So a pretty wide array, but it looks like just about half of our audience are currently exploring solutions. So that's super interesting. Okay, so enough for the polling questions. It's your turn to ask questions to our specific presenters here. So I'm going to kick things off with our Q&A by asking from our friend Sandeep, can these product agents assist virtual agents and topic modeling be integrated with all products of Genesys, like, for instance, Pure Cloud?
So yes, the answer is yes. So that you understand, Genesys is developing a deep integration so that you can leverage the Genesys suite, starting with Pure Engage today, and followed by the other platforms. I can talk about the specifics for Pure Engage, since this is where we have the first early adopters today. The out-of-the-box solution for Pure Engage customers leverages the following components on top of the core stack: Genesys Voice Platform, Intelligent Automation or Designer, Predictive Routing, the web edition of our desktop, the version 9, and our bot gateway, Genesys Chats for text channels. And we'll have additional details for the out-of-the-box integration for Pure Cloud and Pure Connect at the beginning of next year.
So topic modeling will help us understand the contact center better.
So this is Adam here. So topic modeling is one component of the contact center. It helps you understand the topics discussed and the impact of those discussions. There's a variety of metrics that the Genesys team also engages on around routing and the analytics that really power the contact center. So it's a component in understanding the contact center.
All right, thanks, Adam. Okay, so looks like we have another question that says, does this product require that we have our business already established as in a call center live with data to be funneled into Kate? Chris or Paul, would you like to take that?
Sure. So no, it doesn't. We worked with customers that are greenfield, that are just establishing, as well as those that are already well established as well. So no matter what type of data that you have, or lack thereof, there's a solution that really fits your needs. Certainly, if you have historical data, whether that's call recordings or transcripts from text interactions, that is a great benefit to get you started. But it doesn't mean that you have to start there. There's lots of different entry points, and we'd be very happy to take you through the use cases to see how you can get up and running pretty quickly.
All right. I'm actually going to direct this one specifically to Adam. So Adam, do me a favor. It says, will this solution work within all countries?
That's a great question. So right now our virtual agent product supports 20 languages. So that gives you a pretty large variety of countries you can deploy to, and a pretty large population. Dialogflow stitches, the thing that powers the virtual agent stitches about 8 languages with a variety of dialects into text-to-speech as well. So as you think about this cross-platform, this can really serve a variety of regions and a variety of use cases from chat to voice. And just to add, if you're interested in the language support, just Google Dialogflow languages, and you'll see a pretty public list of that language support and all the details there.
Okay, so next question. So is the handoff to human agents purely rules-based, or is there an AI making that decision also?
Yeah, I'll take a crack at that one. So it is more than just a simple rules-based, and this is really the power of the Genesys and Google platforms combined, of the way that we've had that deep integration between the two, and having the Genesys orchestration engine understanding the context of the interaction throughout the entire customer journey, even before the communication channel is established. And that allows us to use AI or machine learning in this case, to match agents and customers together based on everything that we know about them. Certainly there is an element of rules as well. We can have those hard rules that if a bot just can't answer the question and it's getting to a point of annoyance to the customer, that's a really obvious static business rule that you really just need to escalate. But there are other indicators as the conversation progresses that we can pick up on that can also be guiding you to what type of resource, whether that's a human, a piece of content, or a bot, that should be delivered to that customer in that point in time.
Okay. So Paul, you've been a little quiet here. I'm going to direct this one to you. It says, will this integrate with my existing Genesys deployment? So what platforms does it already work with?
So I'll try not to repeat myself too much, but our goal here is to help you leverage your current investments in Genesys. So whether you're on-premise or cloud customer of Genesys today, this solution will work for you. We are just sequencing the release and testing the Google technology with our Pure Engage early adopter customers today. So if you're a Pure Engage customer today, you can start engaging with our team and with your AE to know more. If you're a Pure Cloud or Pure Connect customer, it's also coming your way. We'll release more details about the specifics of the integration in the next few months.
Okay, so we have another question come in, and I'll kind of leave this open-ended. Whoever wants to grab it can. So what's the smallest operation that you're able to support, and then is it cost-effective for very small operations?
Sure. So we support the very small to the ultra large, from 1 seat to tens of thousands of seats. And there is solutions out there that really do support that. It's an interesting question though, because often there's a preconception that you need massive scale and hundreds of agents for this to be applicable, and that's not necessarily the case. I mean, even if you're a small operation with a handful of staff, automation can really help take out some of the monotonous day-to-day stuff and put that into a bot that can maybe take some of the load off a finite set of resources that you have. So, we do see the applicability here across the board. I mean, we all use email, we all use the web, and this is, an extension in a lot of ways of automation into voice channels and the web as well. So hopefully that answered that question.
And I might add, this is Adam here, when we think about the investment you might make as a small team also in building out virtual systems or assistive systems, we've worked very hard to enable the virtual system or the virtual agent to also scale across different business sizes. So you don't have to bring tens of thousands of hours of training data. I would say you bring a set of items that you'd like to engage with your customers on, and our technology can help expand that and make that scalable for enterprises of any size. So in combination, this is an overall scalable platform.
So this is kind of a follow-up to Pure Connect only. So it says, when do you expect the early adopter phase for the platform to start? Do you have like a rough idea of when this is made available?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we are focusing mostly on Pure Engage, closely followed by Pure Cloud right now in the current plan. But we have a very high demand from our Pure Connect customers, so we try to go as fast as possible so that all the three platforms can have this product available in H1 2019. So I'll say a little bit vague on the when exactly in H1 because that's still work in progress, but that's the time frame we are looking for across the three platforms.
And I know we touched a little bit on this earlier, but if you want, just for our guest Mark here, is Kate available with Pure Cloud Genesys solution, and what else is it available for?
I can take that, and so just to make sure it's clear, so Kate, the Genesys AI platform, is a new set of what we call a Genesys common microservices, and they are available across all Genesys platforms, including Pure Engage, Pure Connect, Pure Cloud. The products leveraging the AI platform like bots or predictive routing or predictive engagement may be released sequentially across Pure Engage, Pure Cloud, Pure Connect, but everything built in the AI platform into Kate is available down the line to every single customer.
Sweet. All right, this one I'm going to direct to Adam here, and then if anybody else wants to follow up, they're welcome to. It says, what are ethics with respect to AI? Could you elaborate on the ethics behind that?
That's a great question and one we spend a lot of time working on. So I would invite anybody who's interested in the subject to look at Google's AI principles, and they really frame how we approach this space from everything from the areas that we look to serve as well as how we go about doing that. We fundamentally believe in helping people work better and helping augment and enable people in their work. And you'll see that really in how we talk about and bring to market this agent assist capability and help users and help customers have better experiences in engaging with agents, as well as move some of the more mundane tasks or repetitive tasks to systems that can help and, again, augment. So, again, if you want more detail on this, please see our overall Google's approach to AI and our principles on that. I think no one other than Sundar lays it out as well as he can, and they do really shape what we do and how we go about building this.
All right. Thanks, Adam. So I'll kind of leave this open-ended, so whoever wants to take it first is welcome to. So it says, with real-time capabilities, can the solution perform a real-time emotion and or sentiment analysis? So if so, with that information, can the solution auto-escalate a call or auto-notify a manager that they may want to monitor the call or assist that agent?
I'll answer the first part of this. So we are, of course, exploring every type of signal that can be powerful in managing an overall customer journey. Sentiment is pretty critical to that. We currently are in beta with sentiment analysis in our Dialogflow product, and I would expect us to keep exploring this type of signal and capability and making it meaningful. And I think that's where the the partnership with Genesys is most important, which is making these signals available such that they can empower the contact center and not just be in a vacuum for reporting 2 weeks later.
And if I can add to that, all of those signals that Adam is talking about that Genesys can pick up on in real time can be used to drive where the interaction goes next. So if there is, a sentiment signal that is indicating maybe the conversation's going off track, that can be detected in real time. And then we can drive that interaction to a human with the full context of what's been happening, the transcript, the history, and even actions of what to do next. And then similarly, that question was asking, well, can we alert a supervisor? Well, the answer is also yes, right? So when we think about the agent assist capability that you saw in that demonstration video, that audio was being streamed to Google in real time, and we're getting answers back and information back and signals back in real time. All of that is available to the Genesys orchestration engine, and we can alert other supervisors of, hey, it looks like something's going on. Do you want to coach this agent? Do you want to assist this agent? Or do you want to barge in and take over the interaction? So lots of different capabilities there, a lot more to explore, and a pretty exciting set of use cases.
All right, thanks, guys. So as a follow-up to that, the question is how do you see this solution impacting, changing, or complementing an integrated QM or WFO solution?
So we do see it changing, and it's a pretty exciting time to think about how quality management and workforce optimization solutions will change. With the power of this type of capability now, we're able to look at new use cases like auto scoring and being able to use speech and text analytics to really dig deep on the interaction and provide quality measures without necessarily having to have a human listen to, the 10 interactions they get to listen to a month on a particular agent. Imagine now listening to 100% of those and being able to extract those signals. And that has some downstream effects as well into workforce optimization. So some of the tools that we have in Pure Engage and the rest of the Genesys portfolio is surfacing speech and text analytics and being able to, some of that from Google, some of it's from native capability as well, and then surfacing that to agents and supervisors so that they can have, automatic forecasting and scheduling capabilities as part of WFO, and putting that all in one single desktop for the agent to consume. So really making that whole process a lot easier. There's a lot more that is coming down the line, but I think this is probably a good segue for you, Paul, to talk about what our roadmap is here.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Yeah, just reinforcing the fact that today, on average, our customers QA anywhere between 2 to 6% of the conversations. It's done with a supervisor, with someone listening, and the error rate, what we find, is quite high. And that's an amazing opportunity for automation, and that's obviously an area where we develop products leveraging machine learning, and it's part of our item for 2019, and how to best integrate the technology from Google in these automated systems is obviously top of mind. So we're pretty excited about what's coming for workforce engagement management suites with AI next year.
Our friend Mark wants to know, does this integration with Google, is there a separate price for this, or is it all included within the Genesys Pure Engage platform?
I can take that, and Adam or Chris, please add anything. So we are still, it's early stage, as you understood, and we're testing the technology. Right now, we have a joint go-to-market approach with Google. The idea is that everything will be sold as part of the Genesys suite on our papers with a Genesys implementation and the support from Google as needed, whether during the implementation or for level 3 support down the line. So that's how we think of positioning the product once available early next year. Anything you'd like to add, Adam?
I would just echo, we're still in early stage and working closely to make sure that this is both a great customer experience and also good on the economic side.
So do we anticipate any significant differences in the integration or features with non-Pure Engage platforms?
So I'll take a first run at that, and maybe Paul, you can add as well. So with the Genesys strategy of building this out as part of our Kate blended AI platform, means that you get to, our customers will get to benefit from these features across all three of our product lines, and that is a very deliberate strategy. So at the start there might be some slight differences in capability as we surface those to each of the platforms, but our commitment is to bring the best AI capabilities natively and with third parties and great partnerships with Google to all three of our platforms in time. Paul, I don't know if you want to add any more to that as well.
No, I think you're perfectly right, Chris.
Does this Fireside chat, can it be set up for on-premise contact center products, or is this all implemented only for cloud-based contact center products?
So I'll talk about the Genesys piece, and I'll let Adam complement for Google. So right now, the integration is thought to work both with on-premise Genesys deployments as well as cloud deployments. And we'll have down the line some hybrid components on the Genesys side for on-premise customers. And that's probably the way we think about the Google components as well, but I'll let Adam clarify.
Yeah, so the Google components run in the cloud, so it's really enabled by these hybrid solutions, and also that enables on-prem for certain elements, and then our elements are running in cloud.
Okay, I see Cisco is partnering with Google Contact Center AI as well. What is Genesys doing that will differentiate from Cisco products?
Yeah, so there's a ton of things that we're doing already, and one of those I'll pick on is two things in blended AI. First, starting with predictive routing, which we know is not something that all of our competitors have, and this is using machine learning and artificial intelligence to make the very best match between customers and resources. That piece of artificial intelligence-driven routing is available now. We've got some early adopter customers in North America and APAC that have deployed this technology in 2018, and some amazing results that you saw there that Paul touched on with NPS improvement, but also reduction in handle time, and we're seeing increasing use cases when it comes to churn predictors and conversion rates in sales as well. The second part is we've added some additional AI capabilities that really address the full life cycle of the customer journey, starting well before they even contact you on a communication channel. Again, that's something that we know our competitors don't have. I don't want to admonish any particular vendor, but we see that our relationship with AI, our openness to the platform, and surfacing the best set of capabilities from all vendors really gives our customers the edge to deliver that ultimate customer experience. We'd love to talk to you about the differences in partnership. We think we've got something really great happening here, and I hope we can get your consideration as well.
Thanks, Chris. Well, unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for our Q&A session, but I do want to thank our speakers for your awesome answers, as well as our super engaged audience for your excellent questions today. If we didn't get to a question that you really wanted answered, just do me a favor and email us at onlineevents@genesys.com, no caps or spaces, and put the title of today's webinar in the subject line, and we'll make sure that we get back to you as fast as we can. Also, don't forget to check out those resources below. Those will definitely help you expand a little bit on today's topic. So with all that being said, I'm actually going to wrap things up, and I want to first say on behalf of myself, Adam, Paul, and Chris, thank you all for joining today's webinar, Fireside Chat, Genesys and Google Cloud, Shaping the Future of Contact Center AI. Until next time, have a good one, everyone.